we will now proceed to the announcements of the future IWOTAs. So we will have two brief presentations, first of the IWOTA next year and then the year after in 2024. So as you can see already from the first slide, depending on the definition of Scandinavia, but I think Jani and I agreed that we count Finland as Scandinavia, this is the first time that IWOTA comes to Scandinavia. And I think it's a great opportunity to come to a very beautiful city, Helsinki. I've just been there in the beginning of July for the Fields Medals Awards, and it's easily reachable. I mean, Helsinki, of course, has an airport like Krakow, and it's really a beautiful city. It doesn't matter if you are interested in nature, in architecture, so I can only recommend to go there. And Jani will tell a bit more about the details. And I would be very happy on behalf of the board of vice presidents of IWOTA if we could welcome many of you there. Please, Jani.
Thanks, Christian. Thanks very much. So let me just say a few words about the next IWOTA. As Christian already pointed out, this may be a controversial a little bit to use Scandinavia, but it's been approved by the IWOTA steering committee now, so we may use it. So here is an aerial picture of the, I guess, in my opinion, a beautiful city of Helsinki. It's surrounded by the sea. If you look at the map, you'll realize that with plenty of islands. And also, of course, importantly, here are the dates of the next meeting. So starting on Monday, unlike here, 31st of July, through August 4th, Friday, held at the University of Helsinki. So, well, here's some marketing material from the city. And it's really, the point is, again, here is that you see there's plenty of the, I guess I could say, tons of islands and thousands of lakes in Finland, it's known for. And as Christian already pointed out, it's really well connected. You can fly non-stop from most of the major European cities, and also it's well connected with the rest of the world. So it's very easy to come to Helsinki. It's, as they say, it's a really great airport. And then once you get to the airport, then you can catch the train, and in 30 minutes you'll be downtown Helsinki, and there you are very close to the conference. All the buildings where we have talks, they will be, well, I'll actually show another slide about that in a moment. Another way of getting to Helsinki is if you take a ferry. So you can catch a ferry from Stockholm, Sweden, or you can take it from Tallinn, Estonia, or even from Germany. So there are different ways of getting to Helsinki, and especially if you have a day or two to spend in addition to the conference, that might be one way of having a very nice trip and see a little more of the Scandinavia. Okay, here is the city center again. It's compact. Well, I like compact operators too, so it's just, but it's maybe not in that sense, but close to that. And here you see actually one of these ferries that I mentioned, that if you want to come from Sweden or leave via Sweden, Estonia, and so on. And here again, a few islands, those tons of islands that there are, you can explore. And then, of course, this is what Finland is all about, is the sauna culture. So I haven't decided yet if we will hold a sauna session with the whole IWOTA, with all the participants. I don't think even in Finland you would find such a large sauna, so that's probably not going to be possible. So I hope to see you all in Helsinki on behalf of my co-organizers, Hans-Olof Tulli and Kari Astala. They couldn't come to this meeting, but they will see you in Helsinki. And if you want to know more about Helsinki, it's obviously now online. You can find all kinds of information. But if you want to get trusted information, here is a link. You can also email us if you have any questions. And now to finish off, how much time do I have? Maybe a few more minutes before? Okay. So I have here also the website. This is the first version. It's not complete. There will be more information, but I think there is now, it's still early days, so I hope, as I said, just send an email. We have received support from various organizations. Of course, IWOTA, that's really, they've been of great help and provided advice, scientific and otherwise. And then there are some where we've received funding, and University of Helsinki is offering space, and then the city of Helsinki is also, I'll mention in a moment, what they are offering. So about the conference, getting to the sort of scientific part of it, I think that there will be a similar number of invited lectures as in this one. This is not completely final yet. And of course, proceedings. We plan proceedings as is tradition with Springer, Operator Theory, Advances in Applications book series. Let's see, program. So we haven't listed any special sessions yet, but I have talked with several people, and we'll have the usual sessions, the sort of IWOTA themes. But in addition to that, I want to mention in a moment about something that perhaps we haven't had before. But if you want to propose a session, so then please send an email to us, and here is the information, so I don't want to read it out. And here are a few links, and this, what I said about the city of Helsinki will hold a reception on the first day, and there will be other excursions, which we have just mentioned one there, but there will be other options for you to choose from. There is pre-registration, obviously not necessary, but if you want to be kept up to date, and I'm sure you'll be kept up to date otherwise too, but anyway, we have that. Here are the names of the organizers, and of course, as I said, we have worked with the whole IWOTA steering committee, and but a little bit more closely with the three listed here, Bill and Igor, who couldn't come to this meeting, unfortunately, and then Hugo. There is some practical information. We'll be updating that too, adding maps and so on. But if you want to already look at some of this information, it's now available online. And then let me just finish off with the list of invited speakers. As I said, this is a tentative list of speakers. So scrolling down. So I think that's all I wanted to say. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Jani. I can add to that the Helsinki airport was the first one, at least for me, where I did not have to take out my laptop because they had a brand new scanning machine for the luggage. So.
Very good.
So we move to the next presentation. 1 year after that is a year where IWOTA is together with MTNS. And so in these years, we always try, like in this year where MTNS is in Bayreuth, in Germany, in 2 years' time, MTNS, so this means Mathematical Theory of Networks and Systems. So this will be in Cambridge, and so IWOTA tries to be close to MTNS, and we had the big luck to have a proposal from the UK, also in the same area even of the UK, namely from the University of Kent at Canterbury. So I can also speak from my own experience, because I was at a conference in Kent some years ago. It's a beautiful part of the UK, so if you are interested in gardens, this is really a place maybe to add a week to visit spectacular English gardens. And also, of course, Canterbury Cathedral is worldwide known. And the university also offers great facilities. It's a campus university, so the walks between the sessions and so on will be very short, and I think Ian will talk about the details. Please.
Okay, thank you, Christian. Right, is that, yes, that's that better. Okay, so this is IWOTA Kent, so I've got the names of my co-organizers up there for you. So there's people representing various areas somehow connected to operator theory, so hopefully you know some of them. So Marina Iliopoulou, Bas Lemons, Ana Loureiro. We've also enlisted some help from Cardiff, so Marco Maletta, who of course is here somewhere, and myself. The dates are August the 12th to the 16th in 2024, which is the week before MTNS in Cambridge. Okay, so where is Kent? So Kent is the southeastern part of England, and the University of Kent is located in Canterbury, which you can see on the map here. Right, so you can see we're just outside London. You can also see down on the bottom right-hand corner Calais, so we're not very far from France. Here we are. So if you want to get to Canterbury, then you probably are going to travel through London, and then there's a high-speed train connection which takes 1 hour from London St Pancras. And of course you can get to St Pancras either on the Eurostar, so if you're coming from France or maybe Belgium, that's certainly a good way to come. Otherwise, you've got connections to all the major London airports, which well, most of them are about an hour away from the centre of London by public transport. And then if you want to get to Cambridge, you just go into London and go back out again. So if I just go back to the map, Cambridge is just off the top of this map here. Okay, so how about Canterbury? So I think this is the most famous building in Canterbury, which was also already mentioned by Christiane. So most of the things in Canterbury have to do with Christianity. So it's much smaller, even more compact than Helsinki, I would guess. We have about 55,000 inhabitants. It started under the Romans, but then became important as a Christian site because St. Augustine came to convert the English in the 6th century. We had an archbishop who was murdered by the king in 1170 and became a martyr, and that made it a site of pilgrimage, which you might know from the Canterbury Tales by Geoffrey Chaucer. Christopher Marlowe is another well-known author who's associated with Canterbury. And, well, the church is the main church of the Anglican or Episcopalian Communion. And we have 3 World Heritage sites. They're much smaller than the ones here, but the cathedral, the abbey, and St. Martin's Church, which is the oldest church in England, which goes back to the 6th century, parts of it at least. Okay, this is a view from campus. So the University of Kent is a campus university with about 15,000 students. It's located just on the edge of the city, so in terms of accommodation, we'll be able to accommodate people in the accommodation on campus. Everything is within about a 10-minute walk from each other on the campus. The town is about a half-hour walk or 10-15-minute bus ride away. Okay, so if you prefer to stay in a proper hotel, that's also an option. This is the mathematics and business building at Kent. This is where we will be having most of our sessions. This was purpose-built for mathematics and won architecture prizes just a couple of years ago. There's 3 large, well, we think they're large lecture theatres. There's nothing like this. So depending on how many actually come, we might be able to do everything in that building, or we might have to move to one of the larger lecture theatres on campus, which also exist. But certainly in terms of plenary sessions, these kind of things, we will probably be able to do all of that in the one building. And that's one of the lecture theatres. So where are we at the moment? At the moment, we're putting together initial suggestions for the program. So in particular, special sessions, possible organizers for special sessions, and we're looking for names for potential plenary speakers, because we're soon going to start making funding applications, and it would be good to have at least some high-profile names and some ideas for sessions. So if you have any suggestions for that, everything is welcome. My email is i.wood@kent.ac.uk, so we don't yet have an official IWOTA one, so please send any suggestions or comments to me. Okay, and well, this is central Canterbury with the Old Town Gate, and you see we can, not just Cambridge does punting, we do it as well. I hope to see you in Canterbury in 2 years' time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ian. The difference in punting between Cambridge and Canterbury, if I understand it correctly, is in Kent you don't have to do it yourself. In Cambridge
yes.
you have to do it yourself.
Yes, you get taken on tours with us. Yeah.
Even if you don't want to go to MTNS, I mean, Cambridge is one of the most visited touristic sites in the UK, and also Newton's birthplace is not so far from Cambridge. Thank you very much, Ian. One further announcement, maybe the links to the sites of these future conferences will also appear on the Wikipedia page of IWOTA, so please check there. Now, maybe another remark. So we always are looking forward to suggestions from possible conference organizers in the future. So every other year when we are together with MTNS, we have this boundary condition. So for example, in 2026 it is, in 4 years, I think MTNS is in the US. So we have had a number of IWOTAs now in Europe, so we are also looking for other places. So if you could imagine, like in the next 5 years or so, to organize a conference in your place, then you can approach one of the vice presidents, and we consider such applications for the future. So I think we have to finish at this point. So I would be very much looking forward to welcoming you either in Helsinki, in Kent, or at both places. Thank you very much, and thank you, Janni and Ian.